Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Saket Verma and I appear before you on behalf of Ms. April Morris, who is seeking grant of an application for bail in relation to the following charges. Ms. Morris was arrested on Thursday and has been charged with the following four offences: common assault, Section 23 of the Summary Offences Act; causing injury intentionally or recklessly, Section 18 of the Crimes Act; person found drunk, Section 13 of the Summary Offences Act; willful destruction and damage of property, Section 9 of the Summary Offences Act. None of these offences are scheduled offences under the Bail Act, Your Honour, and therefore Section 4 capital A and 4 capital C of the Bail Act are not applicable, which relate to the requirement to show exceptional circumstances or compelling reasons as to the grant of bail. Your Honor, I will leave it to the prosecution to satisfy you today that there is an unacceptable risk in granted bail to Ms. Morris. Your Honor, as established in Beljajev v. DPP, the prosecution holds the burden of proof in establishing unacceptable risk. Your Honor, the accused in this matter, Ms. April Morris, is a 27-year-old Australian citizen. Ms. Morris is in a same-sex de facto relationship and resides with her partner of 2 years, Paulina. Ms. Morris is a marketing professional and earns an admirable salary of 125,000 plus and is the main financial contributor within her household. In addition, Ms. Morris owns share worth over 75,000 and savings in excess of $50,000. Your Honor, Ms. Morris is strongly engaged with online community also and regularly posts inspirational messages for others. She also holds a commercial pilot license. Your Honor, Ms. Morris has been previously charged with driving while suspended, which was 5 years ago, though no conviction was recorded. Since then, Ms. Morris has made significant changes to her life and has embarked upon a new career and is a new stable relationship. As you are aware, Your Honor, under Section 4 of the Bail Act, a person accused of an offence and being held in custody in relation to that offence is entitled to be granted bail unless you are required as the bail decision maker to refuse bail by this Act. Referring to the Charter of Human Rights and Responsibilities Act 2006, Section 21, Your Honor, I wish to state that every person has a right to liberty and security. Your Honor, as established in R.V. Light, the presumption of bail is a liberty and one of the most fundamental civil rights, and one that should not be waived without strong cause. As for the four charges against Ms. Morris are non-scheduled offences, Your Honor, the prosecution would need to satisfy that under Section 4E, 1A and 1B of the Bail Act, there exists an unacceptable risk that if Morris were to be released on bail, would either endanger the safety or welfare of a person, commit an offence while on bail, interfere with the witness, or obstruct the course of justice, or fail to surrender into custody on the conditions of bail. Your Honor, the nature of charges and the conduct of Ms. Morris on this occasion are very much out of character and inconsistent with her usual behavior. By nature, she is not a violent woman, nor does she behave aggressively towards anyone around her in her daily life. Your Honor, there is no evidence to suggest that my client would commit an offense while on bail, as she is preoccupied with a very demanding job in marketing which she enjoys very much. Furthermore, there is no evidence, Your Honor, to suggest that the applicant would not surrender into custody in accordance with the conditions of the bail, as there has been no occasion previously where this has been the case due to my client's clean record. Section 4E3A says that in considering whether a risk mentioned in 1A is unacceptable one, Your Honor shall consider surrounding circumstances which fall under Section 3 capital AAA of the Bail Act. And Your Honor shall also consider Section 3B, where the bail decision maker shall consider whether there are any conditions of bail that may be imposed to mitigate the risk so that it is not an unacceptable risk. Your Honor, while recognizing the negative effects of the alleged offending on the victim, I would like to advise the court that at the time of the incident, my client was under the influence of alcohol, which compromised her usual rational state of mind and her ability to make rational decisions. However, this can be addressed in the conditions of bail, Your Honor. I further submit, Your Honor, that the applicant does not have any criminal history which affirms that she does not support violent or antisocial and illegal behavior. However, the bail conditions can address the alcohol consumption and assault through rehabilitation programs. Your Honor, Ms. Morris is in a long term relationship and has a very supportive and stable home environment. She therefore has a very high likelihood of completing the rehabilitation programs successfully. Any concerns about my client associating with certain people can also be addressed in the conduct conditions. Your Honor, Ms. Morris has some medical issues, namely allergies, and suffers from hay fever, which would be quite difficult for her to manage and treat in custody. Consequently, she would be quite vulnerable and susceptible to serious allergy attacks while in custody. Your Honor, pursuant to Section 5 Triple A of the Bail Act, a decision maker considering the release of an accused on bail must impose any condition that, in their opinion, will reduce the likelihood of those risks mentioned earlier. So, as to successfully uh, manage those risks, I recommend following conditions for the applicant. She should not have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim, Miss Kendall. She should not attempt to approach Miss Kendall if she sees her in public. She should also not have any contact with the two defense witnesses. I also recommend, Your Honor, that she is not to associate with her childhood friends who are known to be affiliated with or are members themselves of local crime gangs. I would also recommend she surrender her commercial pilot license and passport as soon as reasonable to do so. Your Honor, I also recommend that Ms. Morris undertake anger management and alcohol rehabilitation programs in order to realize and acknowledge the impact violent offending can have on others in the society. In accordance with Section 5 AAA of the Bail Act, subsection 2A, to my knowledge, Your Honor, the proposed bail conditions are no more onerous than is required to reduce the likelihood that the accused may do a thing mentioned in Section 1A to D. I am confident, Your Honor, that Ms. Morris will be able to successfully meet these bail conditions and that her detention is not required under the relevant bail laws. Those are my submissions, Your Honor, and I thank you for your time. I will now leave it to the prosecution to present their case and try and satisfy Your Honor that there is an unacceptable risk in granting bail to the applicant today. Thank you, Your Honor.